I'm the only Don you know other than Julio.
So are you gonna do the intro?
Man, what up, what up? It's your boys Devin Don. I'm Man, what up? It's your boys Dev and friggin' Don.
I'm Dev.
And I'm Don.
What we got for y'all today is a trending video. It's gotta be because it got like 900K views in one day.
This is the tech guy. This guy, he's smart, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all
Bro,
see him?
I know
Marquise?
he plays
Brown Lee.
ultimate frisbee too. Like our middle school teacher, bro. One of our middle school teachers, our science teacher, was actually a professional ultimate frisbee player. Shout out Mr. Panetta.
No homo.
Why was that homo?
Just.
But yeah, so the hidden tech behind NBA broadcast. We gonna watch this.
So the NBA players are not the only talented ones in the arena, as evidenced by this clip that I posted on Twitter a couple days ago that went kind of viral. And what's funny is another one of my replies to someone about how this is a $200,000 lens also kind of went viral. But then there's a bunch of comments from people about how, oh, you know, what's the big deal? Like, it's not that hard. It's just following the ball.
Nah,
it's
I heard
pretty
that
easy.
There's like some crazy
spectacles.
No, this is not easy. I shouldn't have to say this, but it is a lot of reps and practice and skill to be able to perfectly track the ball and keep it center frame and rack focus and zoom in and out at the same time.
What if someone's got the shakes?
I would know because I got to try it. And I also got an up-close look at a ton of the other gear and tech that goes into NBA game broadcast feeds that you watch from your couch, and some of it really surprising.
The whole roster on there.
Fun fact, most of the cameras in the arena are Sony boxes. They're called Sony P50s. They have a less than 1-inch type sensor, and they only shoot 1080p 60, but they have global shutter, and they're $50,000 a pop. But the Canon lenses on these cameras are what's really crazy. This feels like where they got the name Canon from, because this lens is insane. This is an 8 to 1,000 millimeter lens with insane stabilization and all the powerful servo motors to be able to move the glass quickly and accurately.
I'm not gonna lie, when you
it's called the Canon 122 because it's literally 122x optical zoom,
games is like
which is ridiculous.
I watch that on.
And then the controls here next to the fluid head are actually super
like,
intuitive.
one thing, like,
The
bro,
dial on
I'll
the
watch
right side
I'll
is
watch a
zoom,
football game on
and then the
TV
handle on the
rather
left
than going
side
to a football
is
game.
twist to focus. So here you can see I can actually fly in and out with this insane motorized optical zoom really quickly. And the fluid head is also really good. I looked it up, by the way, just out of curiosity, $25,000. But even with all this gear, I can't do the crazy level of tracking that these professionals can, but it sure is fun to try. Intuitive to learn, difficult to master. Also, fun fact, that little cheat sheet of player faces is given to every broadcast camera operator because they also have a headset on, and at any time can get a command from the director telling them to get an ISO shot of a certain player, and they have about 2 seconds to ID them, find them, to get an ISO shot of a headset on, and at any time could get a command from the director telling them to get an ISO shot of a certain
video and everything too. What the hell? Good at production team.
Player.
Look, bro, Thunder versus he got Jeremy Kane in the starting lineup. Yeah, this is yesterday.
Thanks.
Oh shit!
About 2
he
seconds
recorded
to
it
ID
yesterday.
them,
Posted yesterday.
What? Them, zoom in, focus, get the shot.
He feeding the
doing
streets,
this
yo.
all over the country for all of the teams, so you could be forgiven for needing a bit of a cheat sheet once in a while. So these cameras are sprinkled around the room.
I didn't. No, but I didn't think it was from like
with Canon lenses on them.
2 days
There's
ago.
actually a dedicated bank of 6 of them on these swiveling chairs that are the main cameras that follow the action the whole game. Looks like a pretty cozy setup up here, honestly. In case you're wondering, it's one wide game camera, one tight, 2 dedicated player ISOs, one coach ISO, and one for mobile vertical.
I just be looking at him sometimes.
And this is where those incredibly skilled tracking shots I was talking about earlier are coming from. Zooming in and out, manual focus, and with the headphones on, taking directions from the broadcast team. So impressive. One of my favorite shots, though, is the tip-off shot, like the huge, wide, sweeping intro shot at the beginning of every game when it comes down from the top of the arena to the players. It's so iconic, it's even in 2K. And that is done with this, a cable cam.
Let's check this.
I'm
the only Don you know other than Julio. Not me, that's Don.
Here's what I know. Here's what I do know.
Yeah, let him know, Don, while I search this bit.
I'm the only Don you know other than Julio. Shout out to Drake, bro.
She white.
I'll take my $100,000 cash app, please. Thank you, everybody. Now.
This is another Sony P50. This time with a Canon 14X lens, but then all rigged up onto a Ronin 2 that then wirelessly transmits all of the video and controls to just 2 people that sit up in the corner of the arena in charge of everything. And this is a serious tag team effort. So one person is moving the camera around in 3D space through the arena, and the other is controlling the camera itself, zoom, focus, and the direction that it points. So together, they can make some pretty sick sweeping shots, and I actually got to try a few myself, and it really is a team effort. I was listening carefully to what the location person was saying, and then combining that with what I thought was a nice camera move.
Like, yo, I wish I could fly Loki.
It looked pretty great. Kind of similar to flying a drone. Super fun, honestly. And then the fact that it's all connected essentially by 4 carabiners to these cables that go all the way up to the roof is hilarious to me. So shout out to those carabiners. Then the stanchion. The stanchion that holds the basketball hoop at each end of the court is also loaded with cameras and microphones from top to bottom. Basically because these here are the closest that you could get cameras and microphones.
Like, Loki, I really should just be hooping at that point
while they're playing.
I'm really dunking on
So this is a combination of some broadcast cameras and some press cameras, and the variety of angles and purposes for all this stuff is massive. There's a cutout at the bottom here for an ultra-wide camera and a floor microphone to pick up the sneaker squeaking and the players trash talking and complaining to the refs. Then halfway up the stanchion, I spy a red camera
there's a lot of cameras
and
on the,
a Sony A9.
That is a lot.
And a Canon R6.
Nah, okay, Loki, let me lock in.
And you know what? A lot of these shotgun microphones are Sennheiser MKH416s, which I happen to already know is a great microphone. I have a soft spot for them. I'm literally recording with one
said that earlier.
right now. So then if you look even higher, there's actually 2 more cameras behind the backboard, 1 video and 1 stills camera. The video camera, of course, is another Sony P50 and Canon lens again for the broadcast. But then on the other side, that's actually a Nikon D4
I shot a free throw when I was in first grade.
So that sort of black tape around the lens is a common trick for minimizing reflections with the backboard glass. But I think my favorite here is the above the rim camera, which is literally all the way up above the backboard, above even the shot clock, and that's pointed down.
I think I missed it.
It's great for following shots and getting incredible top-down views of
free throw
dunks
from there.
and everything else happening right below the
basket. Yo, it's
if you
bad
get to go to the game, just watch that for a few minutes, and you'll see it moving quite a bit from a remote-controlled operator as well. Overall, there's easily 40 to 50 cameras sprinkled all around the arena in all these different places for various things, including some other favorites, like the referee talking to the scorer's table camera. That's a classic. It's a remote-controlled pivoting Panasonic dome camera. And the legendary Steadicam that runs out onto the floor the second a timeout is called, or anytime there's an
imagine running with that whole rig.
Imagine you just got a 13-0 run by Wembanyama, and the cameraman
that dude is always working and
that
constantly
is crazy. That's part of the
so that's why when OKC did that,
how much it moves,
I was like, I get it, bro. Get out of my face, bro.
That's why you get like DeMarcus Cousins, bro.
And
we're not gonna film you, Buggy. You got it, Buggy. Like, I'm sorry.
That
you gotta get a close up on Boogie. Nah, think up
yeah, like it's like instead of get close up on Boogie, we're firing you.
And if you didn't know, there's also
a ton
I'll put in my 2 weeks right now.
Microphones hidden around the court as well. Obviously, there's a lot of camera angles to be able to cut between and pick up everything. There's also a lot of sounds to capture too. Stuff like
get that shit on my face
going through the net or bouncing off the rim. That's very important. Stuff like the sneakers squeaking on the floor at various points on the players yelling, talking.
I'd be wondering that
you gotta get a microphone
on the
down
TV.
There. Of course, the crowd noise is another big one too.
You be hearing the ball bounce.
There's a great video by YouTuber Dallas Feller where he walks around with Ben, the audio engineer, and they show where like every single one of these mics is and what they're for. After this, you should totally go watch that video. I'll link it below.
I don't even want to look at that.
Stop, bro. That's not my job.
It's pretty obvious before watching this. Just intuitively that there are a lot of cameras and microphones and gear all around the arena. But what you probably don't think about as much is how they bring all of that together. But 200 yards away from the arena is a pod of broadcast trucks, 6 trucks specifically in this case, because it's a playoff game. And trust me when I say there is way more gear in these here trucks than any of the stadiums by a mile. This is where the magic happens. It's where they're taking all of the footage and all of the audio from all these cameras and microphones, the broadcast cameras, the above the rim cameras, the backboard cameras, the Steadicam,
this like the spy job,
cameras,
this Ernie's
the flying
job.
cable camera, and everything gets cut together in real time because you forget this
is
also
literally
that's
Ernie
live. So from the chaos of the arena with everything going on, There's a team in those trucks that's in charge of taking it all from all those all day feeds.
Too. Like, I'm not gonna lie,
obviously,
bro.
what's happening on the court, but also the interviews
humans,
and the
we're
commentators
phones,
and
but
the
looking at
crowd
that
and the antics off the court.
It's
everything.
our world now. It's
and
just,
basically
I can't look at
it into a
that was
real-time,
crazy. Up
live,
to here,
unscripted movie
I can't
as it's happening. And I don't know if you realize how hard that is. Like, Hollywood might spend a couple months of production getting a few minutes of good footage per day, and then a couple more months of post-production
like,
just getting it all looking, sounding, feeling
sports,
just right. But this is 48 minutes of live, unscripted, multicam footage being delivered as a finished product as it's happening.
One thing I appreciate, I've always thought too, like whenever
every camera, making sure they all match the same color. Dozens of microphones. Okay, that means a live audio mix has to happen to make sure everything sounds right. You can still hear the commentators.
And it's like you didn't have all the clips. You had to wait like clip by clip.
And there's also live framing and cropping and adjusting and keyframing of zooming in for spotting certain things that are smaller inside of a big frame. And there's a director basically watching all of these feeds, talking to those camera people, and deciding which feeds to use and when, basically calling out cuts in real time.
Get a close-up
really cool to watch. And there's
Boogie
also some sick
out.
gadgets on these trucks
at the end of the fourth quarter.
One thing I see that they have a lot of throughout these setups is this controller here made by EVS. There's a wheel on one side and a smooth lever on the other side, and it is very versatile. So let's say the director wants to cut to a slow-mo replay of something that just happened. Okay, perfect. One of those trucks is a replay truck, and they're getting camera feeds of everything all the time, and they can queue up whatever they want. That wheel on the right lets them scrub through the footage in either direction, and the lever on the left lets them control the playback speed up to full speed or down to way slower. The source is often up to 180 FPS. So it actually becomes very intuitive to scrub to the beginning of the clip. Then when they're getting called to from the director, they can modulate the playback speed super smoothly with this lever, and even slow it down to 0 all the way at the bottom if you need to. That's how you see those crisp replays coming in, getting played exactly at the right moment, just seconds after they actually happen. Again, intuitive to learn.
That's tough. That's basically, if you think about it, that's just replay mode.
It was really cool seeing all this happen behind the scenes, and it gave me more of an appreciation for
controller,
like how different this is than what I do. It really is a symphony of live storytelling on the biggest stage for an audience of millions. And if it's done right, if it's done really, really well, you don't even really think about it once. So shout out to NBC and the Spurs for pulling back the curtain on this. And
shout out to the whole production for opening the curtain on that. That was so nice to see. Like,
I'll be showing y'all that.
But like, it makes sense like why like it's a high paying like industry, like why like, you know, what they do for like all these clicks and stuff. Like it is like really entertaining.
Hopefully them boys is making a bag too, cause Lord Jesus, they
like if my dream was like if I woke if my dream was to be in like production crew and I got my job and they pay me $70K, I swear to God.
Pennies to the dollar.
I swear to God.
But boy,
I swear to God.
Boy, we outraged. And guess what? No, I'm never coming back to work. Guess we never gonna watch. We going on strike. We doing a strike. Hey, if you're in the video company and you feel like y'all not getting enough pay, come holla at me. We'll get a strike going, bro. Holla at me.
For real, because we don't get paid either.
Yeah, we'll let's all get the chips, bro. Let's make sure we get a. I'm thinking $30 billion settlement. Everyone eats.
You said 30 what?
$1 billion settlement.
We got what on the table?
Bees on them. Y'all heard it, bro. Y'all listen to that, right, bro.
All right, man. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Man, what up, what up?